Okay, so today we're doing 7-4, which is rewriting percent expressions lesson. So we're going to be calculating markups first. So actually what we did yesterday was a markup. So we have to pay 100% of the price of the product, and we had to pay sales tax. This is similar, it's just going to be more markups. So like, for example, a markup is when any store gets anything. So an iPhone, we just dealt with that. So like when the Verizon store gets an iPhone, they're not paying what you paid for the iPhone. They're paying the like retail, the most lowest price that they can get. So they're paying like $1,000 and they're marking it up, and you have to pay more than that. That's how they make a profit. Okay, if they got the iPhone for $1,000 and then they sold it for $1,000, they're not making any money. So what you have to do is mark it up. These stores, any store, they mark up their product so that they can get some money out of it. So that's what we're going to be calculating is these markups. It's just like sales tax. It's just going to be, you're paying 100% and more. So we're going to be paying over 100% for markups. All right, so what is the retail price for the skateboard that a manager buys for $56 after a 42% markup? So here's what we're going to do. It's a lot like yesterday's. So it's the 100% plus 42. So also like this, 100%, we have to pay the whole price, and we have to pay a 42% markup. So we're end up going to be paying 142%. Okay? And then when we write this as a decimal, boop, boop, it's going to be 1.42. So that's where they got that 1.42S. And S is the cost, the original, see right here, original cost plus the markup. So, and then we're multiplying it by the cost. So cost times markup. Okay, so she did it right here. Use this expression to find the retail price of the skateboard. So it doesn't matter, with multiplying, it doesn't matter which one comes first. If you do this times this or flipped, right? 2 times 3 is the same thing as saying 3 times 2, both 6. Multiplying, it doesn't matter which one comes first. So this is 100% and 42%, so that's 142%. This is the price of the skateboard. They multiplied them and they got 79 and 52 cents. Okay? If you don't believe it, type it in your calculator. 1.42 times 56, and I got 79.52. Okay? So we'll do some on our own. What is the cost of the skateboard? What if the cost of the skateboard 2 was $35? What is the retail cost? So now the cost is $35. And we're going to assume that the markup's the same because they didn't give me a new markup. So $35 times 1 point, what was the 142? So 0.42. Okay. So 35 times 1.42. And I get 49.7. What is 49.7? $49.70. All right, number 2, what would the expression be if the markup was changed to 34%? So, remember what an expression means? Do you guys remember what an expression means? It's kind of like a equation, but we're missing something. So we have to have a variable. An expression is a math sentence without a equal sign. So once we throw in an equal sign, it's an equation. Okay? Chess, put the pen away and write with a pencil, please. So an expression doesn't have an equal sign, but it still has variables and numbers and stuff like that. So we're making an expression, which is just a little math sentence. So it's the cost. What would be the expression if the markup was 34%? So 34% plus 100%, you're actually paying 134%. And what would that be as a decimal? 1.34, just like yesterday. So what would the expression be? It would be 1.34 times the cost of the What are we talking about? Skateboard. So we do times the cost of the skateboard. That's an expression. As long as you got a number and a variable, it's an expression. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's all it asked for, just the expression. It didn't ask us to solve for anything. It's just the expression. Number 3, Will buys remote control cars, Will buys remote control cars, to resell. So he's going to resell it. He applies a markup of 10%. So write 2 expressions that represent the retail price for the cars. So he is going to sell it for 10% more. So 100% plus 10% is going to be 110%. Right? 10% plus 100% is going to be 110%. How do I write that as a decimal? Nia? 1.10. Good. Boop, boop. So 1.10. So it says write 2 expressions, so we could write it as 1.10 times, now what are we dealing with? Remote control cars? Yep. So I'm going to do 1.10 times C, or that's the same thing as saying C times 1.10. Tons of different ways you could do it. In math, when things are crunched up together, that means multiply. You could do it with parentheses if you'd rather. You could do it with a dot for multiplying. So it's the cost of the remote control cars times 110%, which as a decimal is 1.10. Okay, B. If Will buys a remote control car for $28, what is his selling price? So it's 1.10, and instead of C, I'm doing $28. So should my cost be more than $28 or less than $28? More, right? So he bought it for 28 and he wants to sell it for more so he can make a profit. So it's going to be 100%, so all of the $28 and 10% more. So it should be more than $28. So let's check. 1.10. Okay, maybe not. 1.10 times 28, and I get 30.8. That's more than 28. He's making a profit of what, $2.80? So he marked it up to be a little bit more, and that way he can make some money. Number 4, Alania buys paintings to sell. She marks them up 35%. Okay? Write 2 expressions that represent the selling price of the painting. So 35% plus 100%, she's going to be selling it for 135%. How do I write that as a decimal? Someone other than Nia, you answered last time. Anyone else? 1.35. Good. Boop, boop. Excuse me. All right, so we have to write an expression. Expressions don't have equal signs, they're just little math sentences. So I know I'm going to be multiplying by 1.35, 135%. And I'm multiplying, what is she buying? Paintings. So I'm going to multiply the price of the paintings. So that's one way to write it, or we could write it the other way. Paintings, the price of the paintings times 1.35. You can do the dot for times. You could just have them scrunched up together, that means times. You can have the parentheses, that means times. With multiplication, it doesn't matter which one comes first. 2 times 3 and 3 times 2 both equal 6. Okay, so the part B jumped onto the next page. If she buys a painting for $150, what is she selling? What is her selling price? So I use this expression I just did. So 135% times 150. Now, you don't have to do the parentheses if you don't want to. You can do the dot. Doesn't matter to me. But it's 135% as a decimal times the painting. So should it be more than 150 or less than 150? More. Okay, so go ahead, type that in your calculator. If you're watching the video, pause the video, type in your calculator, round if you need to. All right, CJ, what'd you get?
You put times it.
Mm-hmm.
I got 20 point. I got 20. I got 200. I got 202.5.
Perfect. So 202.5, which is really $202.50, which is more. That's instead of selling it for 150, she's selling it for 202.50. She's just getting a good amount of profit. Okay. So if markups mean I'm going to be selling it for more, what do you think markdowns mean? Selling it for less. So markdown is like a discount. It's like a coupon. So if I said, the price of that shirt is 80% off, so you're not really paying 100%. You're paying less. So markdowns are when we're going to be paying less than 100%. Okay? So a discount store marks down all its holiday merchandise by 20% off. 20% off. The regular selling price. Find the discounted price of decorations that regularly sell for $16. Okay, so before we do this, because you guys can do this in your head, I'll start with an easy one. If it's 10% off, what percentage are you paying? So if you have to pay all of something, you're paying 100%, right? So what if I said it's 10% off? 90%. What if it was 20% off? How much are you paying? 80%. What if it was 50% off? How much are you paying? 50%. Good. So what you're doing in your head is subtracting from 100. So instead of paying 100%, which is all of it, if you get 10% off, you're going to subtract 10. So now you're only paying 90% of it. So that's all we're doing. So the original price, take away the markdown. So these are two ways to look at it. So 1 is 100, right? 1 is 100. Take away 0.2, which is 20. So it's like saying 100% take away 20% is now 80%. And that's how they got that right there. Okay? So 100% take away 20% gives us 80%. And remember, we write 80 as a decimal. Boop, boop. So that's going to be 0.8 or 0.8. So you're only paying 80% of the price. That's why we multiplied it by P. Only paying 80% of the price. So same thing we're going to be multiplying, except when you're marking up, it's going to be over 1, right? Because it was 100% and a little bit more. When you're marking down, it should be less than 1 because you're not paying 100%, you're paying less than 100%. All right. So use this expression to find the sales price of the decoration. So it's $16. So they did exactly what we did. Instead of 0.8 times price, they plugged in the price. So 0.8 times 16. So 0.8 times 16. And I got 12.8, which is how they got 12.80. Okay, so let's do some on our own. What if the cost of the decorations was $23? What is the final cost? So remember my formula or my little expression was 80% of the price. So if it's 20% off, we're only paying 80%. So 80% times the price, so that's 0.8 times 23. So if it's a markdown, it's 20% off. Should it be more than $23 or less than $23? Less. You're getting the hang of it. So 0.8 times 23. And I got 18.4. How would I read that as money? Perfect. $18.40. And is that less than $23? Yeah, it's a discount. It's 20% off. Good. You better not be paying me more for a discount. I'm getting that marked down. It's getting less money. Okay, what would the expression be if the discount was changed to 40%? Okay, so instead of paying 100%, the discount was 40% off, so minus 40%. So instead of 100, you got 40% off. How much are you paying? 60%. Very good. 100%, take away that 40% off. Now you're only paying 60%. How do you write 60% as a decimal? And so it would be 0.6 or 0.6 or 0.60. All of those are the same thing. Okay. So what would the expression, just the expression. So the expression would be 0.6 times the price. Expression is, you don't have to solve anything. Expression is just a math sentence. You just have to have a variable. All right, last two. Do you guys want to try these two on your own? Okay. So I'll give you a couple minutes. If you're watching the video, pause the video. Try these last two on your own. Be aware if it's asking you for a mark up or mark down. So go ahead and try those last two on your own. If you're watching the video, pause the video. Ooh, this is a hard one. Oh man, they're just both expression ones. Okay. All right, so your answer is A and C. Now, D was the next closest one to that first one, and I'll tell you why it's not D. So this one, the reason it's A is because this is like saying, if there's nothing in front of your variable, it's like saying there's an imaginary 1. So that's 100, take away 9% as a decimal would be boop boop 0.09. If it was 0.9, that'd be 90, which is not right. It's 0.09. So that's where they got the takeaway. So this one should be out because it's not takeaway. This is called process of elimination. And we're only taking away 0.9, so this one should be out. We're not taking away 1.09. That would be, 1.09 would be over 100%, right? That would be 109%, so that's wrong. So then I was between A and D. The reason that A is right is because I would combine these two like terms. 100% times the price minus 9% times the price would give us, what's 100 take away 9? 91. So that would be 91 times the price. So if it's 9% off, you're only paying 91%. So that was a weird one. Same thing with this one. Over the summer, the gas price dropped 3%. So I know it's subtraction, so you should have eliminated anything that wasn't subtraction. Okay. Which expression shows the new price of the gallon of gas? The old price is represented by G. So the reason it's this one, also, this would be 103%, which is not right. Okay, it's dropping 3%. 3% as a decimal, boop boop, would be 0.03. So it's definitely one of these two. And the reason it's C is because same thing as the other one. This is like saying it's 100% of the gas minus 3%. So what's 100 take away 3? 97. So 90.97% for the gas. This one, you can't do anything with this because they're not like terms. That was a tough one. All right, plenty of time to practice on your prep work. So I haven't passed that out yet. If you have any questions, let me know. You guys can go ahead and get started on your prep work.